Do I feel good today? What's up, everybody? Welcome into your sports and sports betting brand of record. We like to call it Driving the Line. We're here every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. If you have not subscribed to our channel, I encourage you to do it right now. Also, like the show every time you drop in. Just hit that like button, get into the chat, and chat away. Also, we'd love for you to share as we continue to grow every single day. Now, we are also the most transparent brand in all of sports betting. Before we look forward, we must look back. And yesterday, this is why we have a crew. When somebody stumbles, somebody else picks it up. Not our best day, but certainly not our worst. Our man, Jacob, the silent assassin, going undefeated. Also, crew exclusives look pretty good too. And then you, the crew at home, you voted on Duke, and they covered barely by 29, 84 to 55. Also, we want you to represent our brand all over the world. Our featured merch items of the week look a little something like this. And I saw yesterday many of you bought the Do You Want to Do the Work? And for you WWE fans out there, if you're a Cody Rhodes fan, you're not a crybaby. Take one down. There's the QR code, or there's a link in the show description always. And I want to see them in arenas all over the world so we can represent the brand the way that we do. By the way, Behind the Turnbuckle will drop on Friday. So without further ado, let's bring in my partner, the five-tool player, AB. AB, good morning. It is Thursday, so we got a couple of days before we get to the weekend. It's kind of that gray area day, but we're here for it. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning to everyone except baseball players from the University of Miami. Can't ever trust Miami. You can trust Florida. You can trust Florida State. Them Hurricanes, man, they let us down, lost 4-3 when Duke came through for us. But it's all right, man.
It's all right. We had a great weekend, and as you accumulate, we're still way up in college baseball. We have another, full weekend of picks this weekend as well. Now, the crew did hit Duke last night on the hardwood. Where are we going today?
Yeah, Duke crushed it, man. Great job by the crew there. 4 options, all from the NBA. We're going Suns plus 1.5, Clippers plus 1.5, and then the Lakers and the Warriors tonight. You can either take the Lakers plus 5.5 or the Warriors minus 5.5. Poll is in the chat now. Vote, and we will update at the end of the show.
You're damn right. We will. Guzzle Money says, we get golf picks today. You might have a few round one afternoon because now the PGA Tour shifts from the West Coast, so the times are a little bit different, but certainly. And if you didn't watch DTL Golf that's on our page live right now, you still have time for the afternoon picks. But I told you guys that here on the show, we'd be bringing in so many different people, experts, athletes, and today is one of those days. Let's bring in the stars of the show because we're going 5 wide on DTL. And ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect to the silent assassin, our legend, Howie Schwab, we've got an NBA legend on the show today. 855 career games, 13 points a game, a sharpshooter. Vernon Maxwell, welcome, sir, to Driving the Line for the first of many episodes, I hope. Good morning. Oh, Nils, we need to unmute him. Hold on. Can we unmute him, please? I think everybody's on mute right now. Let's start this. Why are we on mute? Howie's over there. Let's see if I can help out a little bit here. Yeah, I think we're having an issue with Vernon's mic. So let's drop him out and bring him back in. And there we go. And we'll just work on his mute a little bit. We'll text him. Jacob, text him real quick. This is live TV right now. He's got to unmute himself. I'll text him. Howie, let me come to you on that. I'm going to do it right now. Unmute yourself.
There he goes. You good?
Are we good?
There he is. Yep.
Good now. All right. We'll bring it back in. There we go.
Vernon, you good?
There we go. Hey, it's live TV.
Am I back in?
You're good?
Yeah, you good, man.
Good. Let's start it again. We can just put a little cut right there, even though we're live.
I shut my phone off. I don't know what. You know what?
You're good. Howie, you're good.
We're having a fun day.
All right, I'm ready. I'm back in.
All right. Smooth as silk, baby. Smooth as silk. All right, Vernon, let's come back. Look at Howie. Howie, we hear you, Howie. You're good. You're good. All right, Vernon, we're going to start with you. First of all, I know you've got a lot going on right now. You've got a new show at Bovada. You're doing something with the retired players. Let the good people in the DTL universe know what you have going on, sir.
You're muted again.
Oh, you're muted again. Oh, I don't know what keeps happening. All right, we're going to have to drop him. You got to unmute yourself. You just got to hit that mute button, Vernon, and maybe have your guy help you a little bit.
All right, I'm back.
There you go. You're good. Don't touch anything. Don't
All
touch
right,
it.
that's what I'm saying.
All
I got a webcam show coming up on Bovada. I got a golf clothing line, that's coming out. That we came up with shorts, hats, shirts. I mean, all kind for women and men, all kind of stuff, man. That's about it, man.
All right. Well, that's a lot. And today, what these people are worried about is your expertise in the world of the NBA, which you have clearly almost 900 career games. So we're going to start with you because we waste no time here at DTL. I know you got two picks that you like. Talk to me, Vernon. Start us off.
Well, first of all, I like the Pelicans. I just think last time they played those guys, they beat them pretty good, and they playing home. And the Pelicans, they're tough at the house. Those guys play pretty well together at home, and they travel well. And another one is Boston Celtics. I know Chicago's been playing well, but man, I just love Boston Celtics team. They make up the defense, and the way all those guys can score. And I mean, so I last time they played them, they beat them pretty good too. So that's why I picked those guys too. So I just love those picks right there for tonight.
Hey, I love them too. 12 games, and all these teams are going to be healthy. They're going to be energized. They haven't had to play in 4 or 5 days. That matters when you're talking about handicapping. All right, Vernon, we'll get back to you with a couple of questions here in a second. If you have any questions for Vernon, put them into the chat. We'll get them to you in real time. Now, Howie, I love when I see you get a little bit agitated because that's the Howie Schwab that I know is going to come right out of the blocks firing today. You got one big play. What do you got?
I do. It's Minnesota in the Big Ten over Ohio State. Minnesota is still in the hunt to get a top 4 seed in the conference tournament in a double bye. So this is a very important game. There are a bunch of teams with 7 losses in the league. Minnesota needs a win here badly. Ohio State coming off a shocking upset of Purdue. I don't think they can do it in back-to-back games, especially at Williams Arena, that barn. Minnesota to take Ohio State.
Quick question, Howie. We're now on February 22nd. In the next week or two, we're going to be heading into championship week. Then, of course, your bread and butter, March Madness. When we get to this time of the year, does anything change for you as far as how you think teams are going to perform?
Well, after last night, I kind of wonder. Because last night, I'll give you an example. Rice played UAB in the AAC. The AAC's been a terrific league this year. Rice came in with only a few wins in the league, a double-digit dog, and destroys UAB at UAB. Go figure some of these games. It's crazy. But normally I'd say no. The teams that are right in the hunt come through a lot of times. But last night, just shake my head at a few of the scores.
Yeah, and it happens. It happens. But I think that's really good advice, AB, as we come over to you, because sometimes you can also get into smaller conferences and kind of pick and choose where you want to go because there are teams that punt. There's teams that without effort and playing defense, it can lead to an over, which is exactly where you're going in college basketball today. Talk to me.
Yeah, Drexel Hofstra, we're going to roll with the over 134.5. And for many of the reasons, Coach, that you just laid out, as well as what Vernon and Howie are going to talk about, both college and in the NBA, what you want to look for when you're playing overs are highly contested games, back and forth, offense, defense, right? Blowouts lead to unders. They lead to unders in the game, and they lead to unders in prop plays. We just saw Drexel and Hofstra play 1 week ago. This game was played in the high 70s. These are two excellent basketball teams that people may not be paying attention to. Both of them have won, 16, 15 games plus each, and they're going head-to-head 1 week after having just played each other again. So you're going to see even more shots get put up. And the biggest thing that we talk about, especially right now in college basketball with good teams and highly contested games, are fouls in the second half. You are seeing them rise to very high levels, and they are leading to points across the board when you get these games that are back and forth, highly contested affairs. So, yeah, Drexel Hofstra over 134.5.
Well, to your point, we saw it the other night with the Iowa State game. We were talking about it on Shoot Your Shot, that it was a very slow start. But in college basketball, as opposed to the NBA, they still like to foul at the end of the game. I know you love to do the kneel downs in football, and this kind of feels like the kneel down thing in basketball. How much do you factor in, AB, that when you're looking at a total specifically?
Oh, it plays into it. It absolutely does. I mean, go take a look at that St. Mary's San Francisco game from the other night. It started off unbelievably slow. I think it was 15 to 11 with 10 minutes left in the first half, right? And then we see the effort level goes way up in the final 10 minutes of the first, and then throughout the 20 in the second half. Man, it was back and forth, and you saw fouls going up constantly because both teams, quite frankly, would get the ball, feed it down into the paint, turn, boom, foul, get up there, get your two, and get out. So you're seeing it across the board, and you want to find it in games that are close, generally games that you find low spreads, because, again, you could have it, and you'll have fouls in games where a team is up by 10, 12, 14, 16, but you don't have it right there those final 3 minutes because pretty much in hand. So, yeah, man, like they play into it for sure.
That's such a good point, because there's been so many times over the years, and Howie, I'm sure it's happened to you too, where you play and the spread's like 12 or 15. A team gets up by 20, and then they slow the pace down. And then you're like, I need points. And in college, for some reason, as opposed to the NBA that has a 24-second shot clock, Howie, that could be an issue sometimes with these teams, yes?
Well, I'll tell you what. Louisville Notre Dame is a great example of that last night. I knew Louisville could not defend. And so I thought Notre Dame was going to have a big game. I didn't think Louisville would score 50 points. I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? I mean, this used to be a proud program. Now forget it. I went with the over. I thought the number was relatively low. And boom. You need both teams to show up. That would be nice.
Right.
Yeah, let me say this real quick. Pay attention to this in college basketball, because coaches across the country are all mirroring each other. It used to be only a few teams would use this maneuver, but we are seeing it across the board that when you have a team that is up by 3, all right, say with 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left, what you see is the other team fouls that team immediately, even when they're up 3, because you can only go to the line and shoot 2. So they do not give you the opportunity to fire a 3 and tie the game up. So you're seeing it constantly across the board, especially when it gets inside 2 minutes, minute and a half, a minute. If they're up by 3, which generally is happening a lot, pay attention to that, because you're gaining 3, 4, 5 more opportunities at the free throw line than we normally would.
AB, you know what drives you crazy, though?
What?
When a team doesn't foul at the end of a game.
Oh. Don't get me started on that. Do not get me started
that
on
killed
that.
me the other night, too, with the Houston, the Iowa State game.
Yeah. Well, we were on the
Houston
over.
gets fouled at the end of the game, they cover. Nope.
It happens. By the way, the last 90 seconds, Howie and AB, I think it's very appropriate for me to ask right now that one simple question. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Now, I got to come back over to Vernon. Me and you. Look me in the eyes, Vernon, because I got 2 plays that I absolutely love. And it kind of ties in to a question I wanted to ask you. Wow. I love the Thunder, and I love how they've been playing. So I love them tonight, -1.5. Excuse me. Against the Clippers, because we don't know how good Kawhi is, if he's going to play. He's been hurt. He's only played 10 minutes in the All-Star game. So I love them -1.5. I also love the team total over 120.5. And if you go to BetMGM, they have a way that you can bet and change the number and the juice. So I settled on over 120.5 at +125. If you go there, you can adjust. You can play 119.5 for minus money, a lot of things like that. 127, 111, 117, 135, 126. This offense is going strong right now. But, Vernon, they have a rookie. And as you head into the second half of the NBA, it's kind of like week 10 on in the NFL. These rookies can hit a wall. And right now, the odds at BetMGM, they are heavily with Victor Wembanyama. But when you look at the rookie class Is there anybody that you see that you like heading into the second half?
Well, I'm a little biased. We got my man over here, Brandon Miller, over here and with the Hornets. I mean, they're not. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games, but I don't think it's going to matter. But he's picking it up. I think he's starting to play better and figure it out. I think the game's slowing down for him now, and I like the way he's playing right now. But I love Chet and Wemby. They've been doing it all year long, and unfortunately, Chet is playing on a winning team, and he's a factor too. So, but Wemby, we're talking about hitting the wall. Definitely, I saw it before the All-Star break when they was down in Orlando. He was just, I hate to say it, he was awful. He just, it was like he just quit, and I say Wemby when you talk about hitting the wall, but I think they limited his minutes anyway. He's playing like 20-something minutes a game.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, but I think they're gonna stick with that till because I think his tank is getting low. But Chet is picking it up, but he's playing with a bunch of good guys. Chet's playing with some young guys that know how to play. That Jalen Williams guy and the point guard. He's a Gilchrist Allen. He's just a killer. They just have a good young team, and the young guy that I love so much, that Dort. He does so much for the team that don't get recognized, but they have such a good team, and they play so well together. So, but I think Chet is making a move, and might be Chet get the.
We're gonna see. Right now, it is heavily favored towards Victor. 28 minutes a game, 20.5 points a game. Chet's at 30 minutes a game, 16.7. By the way, Big Cheesy, and there you see the numbers right there. Chet plus 500. I would probably, if you're asking my expert opinion, and I know not everybody does, I would probably not bet this award right now, unless for some reason you think Victor's going to hit the wall that Vernon just talked about, and Big Cheesy's losing his mind having a 2-time NBA champ on the show. Because right now, it's been that way since the start of the season. And even though Victor's playing on a losing team, he is minus 650 on almost every single book. So that's been amazing. AB, let me come back to you, because the one thing we absolutely love, and I've missed for the last 3 days, I've absolutely missed, is a little threes in a parlay and put them together and watch these games. What do you got for me?
3-point parlay is back tonight. And this was a question I was going to ask to Vernon as well, is what is it like, for NBA players coming off of such a long break and using that information of how to bet player props, games, totals, overs, and unders, right? Because that is a long extended stretch, not only for players that were in the All-Star game, but for everybody, because you are off and you go back home, you get to chill with the family for a little bit, which you don't really get to do during the season. So I bring that up to say this: 3-point parlay, 3 legs tonight. Jokic, 1+3. Kawhi, 2+3s. Paul George, 2+3s. Put those threes together. That is plus 125.
I like it a lot. I like the question. So why don't you ask him directly right now? What repeat that for me? Because I was actually looking at the chat.
Yeah. So, just NBA players coming off of an extended break, right? Because it is a long season. You're looking at 82 games. We've already had an in-season tournament before the All-Star break, which that is completely new. But just in general, man, what's the feeling of coming off of extended break? You got to spend some time with the fam. You get, if you were at All-Star weekend, if you weren't, whatever, it's a long break. So do we expect points to go up? Do we expect points to stay down? How is that feeling coming back that first night after a break that you really haven't had in 3-4 months?
I mean, for the guys that wasn't playing, they were looking forward to the break and looking forward to going and spending a lot of time with their families. And I'm sure they forgot about the ball, and they were just having a good time and spending time with their family and their loved ones. But the guys at the All-Star break, I think they kind of kept a little rhythm going because they were out around. They still were playing around with the ball and shooting and doing what they're doing and playing games of that nature. But as far as the teams, I think, it's going to take a minute not a minute, probably about 2-3 games for the guys, that been struggling already. to get a good chemistry like those younger teams, the bad young teams. But I think the well-oiled machines like the Celtics and New Orleans and hopefully Golden State can pick it up and Clay can continue doing what he did up there in Utah before the break. And those guys like that, those veteran players and the veteran teams, they know what they got to do. They've been there, done that before. So, I think the scores, I think with the younger teams that go down, that score a lot, that don't play no defense, but with the veteran teams like the Celtics and those other teams that know how to play defense and got a structure on the defensive end, they're going to pretty much lock up like they normally do.
Yeah, I would assume, great answer, by the way, that some of these players, and they probably didn't make it public, guys. They probably didn't make it public, but I'm assuming some of them probably went to Mexico and had like 2 or 3 days off. And that's exactly where the PGA Tour is this week. And I've got 3 big plays right here live on the show. That is a major league segue right there. So I got 3 plays today. These are round 1 afternoon tee times. Steven Yeager -142. We talked about him on DTL Golf. A lot of the guys think that he could be in line to win this week. Only 3 players inside the top 40 in the world in this event, including the defending champion Tony Finau. Then Patrick Rogers -125. This man, 5 events this year, 1 top 10, 3 top 25s. It's only a matter of time. I think he gets off to a good start today as well. -125 over Austin Eckroat. And Emiliano Grillo, 6 events, 1 top 10, 4 top 25s. Aaron Rai, he had a good year last year. This year, not so much. So Grillo, I like him. These are all round 1 plays at the Mexico Open. If you wanted the tournament plays, you can still go watch DTL Golf. It's live on our feed right now. You still have time before the afternoon. Now, say, Coach, would you take Yeager over Vegas and Rogers in the 3-ball +140? I would not, because I like Yeager and Rogers clearly today. So I wouldn't pit those 2 against them. And I personally, Big Cheesy, I don't like 3-ball bets anyway. I just don't like them. You'll hardly ever see me play a 3-ball bet. So I wouldn't do it. They kind of suck you in that plus money. They kind of suck you in with the plus money. So I like head-to-heads. All right. Now, we've got big-time players, Vernon Maxwell. We've got a big-time college mind in Howie Schwab. We've got an all-timer in AB. But the ego that is the biggest on the show right now is the silent assassin. My man Jacob, blowing my phone up like he does every single day. Coach, undefeated. Coach, undefeated. All right, Jacob. Undefeated yesterday. But what do you got for us today? Talk to me.
I'm trying to sweep again today, another 3-0 sweep, this time in the NHL. I am all over the Penguins tonight versus Montreal. They've already beat them twice this year. Montreal on a back-to-back, just 1-9 on back-to-back, and they're sending Jake Allan to net, who's just 5-14 on the season, 2-4 on the road. This is more of a bet against Montreal than on the Penguins, who have been struggling a little bit, but at home, I think they get the job done -1. I'm also on the Stars. They are taking on Korpisalo and Ottawa, who is just trash right now. Korpisalo 12-21 on the year, lets up about 3.5 goals per game. And Jake Allan in net, 11-4 on the road. He's going to shut out this Ottawa team. Dallas is on fire this year. I really like him to get the job done tonight. -1 on the road. And then I love Tampa Bay versus Washington tonight. 11-5 straight up on the road. 4-1 their last 5 versus Washington. And are averaging almost 4 goals per game at home. Washington on the road this year averages just about 2.5 goals per game, and they're 3-8 their last 11. I like Tampa Bay to really take it to Lightning tonight, and those are my 3 best bets for the NHL.
And I know that we'll have crew exclusive plays as well. If you're a member of the crew, like a Frank said, I'm a member of the crew now. If you're not, I encourage you to join right now. But I got a little distracted there, Jacob, because AB, we've got some issues. We got some issues in the chat because Alana says Captain America sweeps the board. Handsome and skilled. Wow.
That's why she married me. She said I look like Captain America when we met. Now, not so much.
So, no. All right, so first off, absolutely. Jacob crushed it, and he's been crushing it. All right, Team Mom nailed something yesterday, and I cracked up about it because Jacob got centered, right? Got himself right there. Elena, true producer blood in her right there because I could see it. The first thing she said, she goes, too much headroom in this space. Nailed it. Absolutely. She is phenomenal. Absolutely knows what she's doing. So tip of the cap. Yeah, she has producer in her blood. It was awesome. I laughed.
I married a good one.
Yeah.
See, you always have to give away the details, Jacob. Like, people who didn't know, they just don't know. They just think she's a team mom, and now you're giving away all of our little secrets. Howie, I mean, you and Vernon are down. You guys are legends, and we got to deal with this. We got to deal with this. See what happens when you're gone, Howie?
I don't have Captain America in the background. Sorry.
Howie, you are Captain America, dog.
Yes, you really are. You really are. All right, real quick before we get out of here and drop off the three guys and get to the end of the show. Vernon, first of all, great to have you on the show. You're a two-time NBA champ. So I want you to tell the good people at home, because futures are everything. And right now there's probably 4 or 5 teams that could win the NBA championship. And in my crew exclusive pick yesterday, I picked the Nuggets at over, I think, plus 225. When you're trying to win an NBA championship, and you've done it 2 different times, what is the biggest mentality, because Giannis and Damian Lillard got scolded by Shaq, that a team has to have when you head into the final 2 months if you want to be a championship caliber team?
Well, it's a grind, and the bench really comes into play a lot too. Because you want to kind of not so much wear and tear until it really gets down to the nitty gritty, to the end, and when you position yourselves to be 1, 2, 3, 4, so far on down to number 8. So you want to make sure the bench is playing well and keeping your guys healthy. You want to keep your guys healthy. That's the main thing, and that's basically it. And just continue doing what you've been doing all year, to get to that point. And then ain't no added pressure, because like I said, once again, you've been doing this all your life, so you're ready for it, and then you look forward to this time of the year, this time and what's coming up next, the playoffs. So I mean, just making sure you take care of yourself and get the proper amount of rest, and just being healthy and ready to go, and that's about it. And just continue to grow as a team, and that's about it.
Great advice. I echo what Brian says in the chat. Thank you for being here, Vernon. Peggy says, what a fun show. Peggy,
Man,
every single day.
I enjoyed it, man. Thanks, man, for having me, man. I love doing this. Thanks a lot, man.
You got it. That's 2-time NBA champion Vernon Maxwell. He is Howie Schwab. You can see him on the crew exclusive. And Jacob, we're going to drop them off. And you guys know what time it is. It's time for the closing bell. Oh, AB, I heard right there, translation, be careful prop betting the NBA if teams are going to scale back their stars a little bit, just a little bit, heading into the end of the season. Did you hear that same thing?
I did, but I also heard players that were in All-Star Weekend. This makes complete sense. I'm not saying I agree with Vernon because I haven't been there. I haven't played any NBA All-Star Weekends, but the thought process is correct that guys that have been around like all weekend shooting, right? Just messing around with basketball. It definitely does help. It's the same thing in baseball, right? If you're out there, taking cuts in the cage, just a couple of them, even if you're just messing with your boys, you're still swinging, right? And I'm interested to see how that goes tonight. That plays into exactly what the crew's choice is for tonight. And they're going with the Warriors -5.5 at home against the Lakers here. So yeah, perfect one to take a look, have some fun with. Yeah, Golden State's that's the play.
You guys in the crew are so smart. Last night you picked Duke. I had a little trepidation, to be honest with you. And they won 84-55 on the road in Miami. So you guys knew that. I didn't know that. You guys knew that. Real quick, Big Cheesy's asking Steph Curry over 29.5 points because if they're going to play the Warriors, he's got to have a good night. AB, what do you think there?
I think that the Warriors and the Lakers, after kind of everything that they've been through, the Warriors tried to pick this thing up. The Lakers kind of been drugged through the mud. LeBron trade, your rumors and all of that's gone through. I think both of these teams take this game very damn seriously tonight. So I like that play. I absolutely do. In fact, I was trying to get Steph and Clay in this 3-point prop, and they were too high, even on a same game parlay. I can only bring down Steph to 4 threes, which generally we can get that down to 2. So yeah, the books agree, man.
Clay's got to figure out, or they've got to figure out, because I'm not touching Clay right now as far as his points are concerned at all. Threes I would, but his points, sometimes he's being benched, sometimes he's scoring 35. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, let me say this. Let me say that Steve Kerr is doing what Doc Rivers refuses to do, and that's use motivation as a factor. And we saw, look what Clay did in Utah. All right? Hey, man, you're not good enough, man. We can't trust you. We can't have you in in-game situations. You need to come off the bench. What's he do? My man comes out, fires like 8 threes, dude. Like, that's why, yes, the Warriors have a ton of talent, but Steve Kerr and that coaching staff know exactly what the hell that they're doing. Watch out for Clay tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if Clay goes off.
Last one, Daryl says, anyone like Clippers? No. Pelicans and Warriors parlay? No, because I think the Clippers.
I'm in on Clippers player props, right? I got Kawhi and Paul going for threes. They're like, I trust them, man. Like, just overall.
Do you really?
I don't know about the game tonight. Like, I'm not playing it, but yeah, man. Like,
I am.
They're pros.
I am. I'm on the Thunder.
Yeah.
That's what it happens. So we're like you said, if you're new to DTL, we don't talk before the show as far as our picks are concerned, so that we can just give you our information. You take it, and then you decide for yourself. Because guess what? Hashtag knowledge and power. Hashtag educate and entertain. For those of you who are crew members, you know we have crew exclusive picks, and I encourage you to join right now because we always post them around noon or 12:30. If you're not a member yet, shoot your shots. An amazing show. We do that every other week. There's going to be exclusive interviews with athletes like Vernon Maxwell coming to the page very, very soon. We're going to be collaborating. There's going to be a lot of content over there as well for all of you who simply want more. All right, really good start to your day. Oh, I love when you guys come here at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm trying to think everything that's in our page right now. Our Europa League soccer, if you haven't watched it yet, our guys are killing it. Charles, the man from the Dirty Dirty. And also Jacob, in your feed right now. You still have time for the golf. You've got AB's college baseball preview. That's going to be there every single week. So just subscribe, like, share, and our page is the only place that you need to be. But with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. My entire group, level, two-time champ, Vernon Maxwell, the legend, Howie Schwab, the silent assassin, Jacob, 5-tool player, AB, producer man behind the scenes, always making the show look like $1 million. I'm simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you is truly what we're all about every day right here at Driving the Line. Good luck.